Hi, YouTube. Hi, guys. Evil crime story time. Cops catch a man carrying a dismembered Tinder date in a bucket. Yep, GG's. I mean, I never had plans on using Tinder, but now I definitely would never, bro. Let's see what happened. Let's watch. Have y'all used Tinder before?
It was an ambush. She charged me. She came into the grapple.
She just went crazy.
She fought ruthlessly.
Something tells me that he's hiding something.
It seems she called several men, I said, what do you want to do, get killed?
When a mother of two vanishes without a trace, investigators uncover a tangled web of online dating, jealousy, and deception. As the details of her disappearance start to unravel, a shocking confession changes everything.
And how do you know she was with other men?
She would show me.
The following is based on official police records released to date,
and
the footage has never been seen before until now. On Saturday, February 18, 2023, Todd Howery heads to the Indian Harbor Beach Police Department in Florida to file a missing persons report for his ex-wife.
Oh, damn.
We were going to, if she didn't show up until...
How old was she? This man look a little old.
Oh, Monday afternoon. We were going to file the missing persons then. Okay, so her name is Nancy Howery.
Todd and 44-year-old Nancy divorced in 2019, 4 years earlier, and share custody of their two children, a 12-year-old daughter and 9-year-old son. Their children had last seen their mother on Monday and received texts from her on the morning of Tuesday, February 14th, 4 days earlier.
This last Wednesday, she failed to pick up the children from school. Now, she has done that in the past. Let's say in the last 2 years.
Okay.
She may have done that six-ish times.
I just want to get y'all to look at this officer's mean ass humpback. I want wherever you at right now. If your back's humped like this, straighten it out. Straighten it out.
May have done that six-ish times.
On Wednesday, when the school attempted to reach out to her, Nancy's phone went straight to voicemail. Neither of her children could get in contact with her, and Todd said the message he sent was never read. Then the next day, Nancy once again failed to pick up the children.
2 days in a row is out of the norm. This has never happened, that she's disappeared like this.
Todd and his children then drove by Nancy's house and the storage unit she works out of, but there was no sign of her vehicle at either location. They reached out to Nancy's mother, and it's soon determined that the last day anyone saw or heard from Nancy was Wednesday, February 15th. To add to the concern, Todd shares that Nancy has a turbulent past.
There's been a number of welfare checks. She has a history of alcohol abuse, a pretty pronounced history with both Satellite Beach when she lived there and with Indian Harbor Beach.
Court records show that in 2019, Nancy had been charged with battery domestic violence, though the prosecution decided not to proceed. In 2022, she was charged and found guilty of driving under the influence and resisting arrest without violence. According to police documents, Nancy is currently on probation.
She drinks like a fish. Okay, and it's far more than alcohol abuse.
Todd and Nancy's daughter, who had insisted they report her missing, soon joins him in the interview room.
She's done things like this in the past, but not all just out of the blue or for no reason. I mean, she did lose in court. She didn't lose. She owed me quite a bit of money.
As part of their divorce, which they're still attempting to settle, Todd says Nancy owes him approximately $60,000.
She was very upset about that. Okay, I gathered from my children that she was upset about that.
Was this recent?
Oh, yeah.
This isn't all that Nancy is currently dealing with. She'd also just been informed that her lease would not be renewed.
Damn.
And she would need to find a new place to live at the end of the month. As well, she is in a legal dispute with Bank of America.
Damn.
Nancy has a lot of secrets. She keeps secrets, okay?
Todd is assured that they're treating it as a missing persons case. They check local...
All I'm thinking right now, though, is God, like, you really just have to live your life clean. Like, you do. You do. Because imagine you go missing and they only have negative things to say about you. Like, oh, no, but she's a drunk. Like, she's an alcoholic-ass bitch. Like, no, there's not much concern for real because you, like, of your past choice. and she's really missing. Like, but obviously they don't know that yet. They're just thinking like maybe she's off the rail. But that's why I'm like, that's why you gotta live your life clean, bro.
Hospitals and neighboring counties' police databases for any sign of Nancy, but there's nothing. Attempting to uncover some of Nancy's apparent secrets,
Like, he won't even gonna report it. The kids had to beg him, like, please, like, that's our mama.
Investigators reach out to her mother.
I know that the whole thing, the trigger on this whole thing was that she lost in court, and that just blew her mind. And when she lost the case, she went to the depths of her heart in the horror and the desperation and everything. If you want to see what she was like before she started this, go on YouTube and look up Nancy Howery and see the mother she was, the wife that she was, before he destroyed her.
Nancy's YouTube channel, which was most active between 2015 and 2016, 7 years before her disappearance, features videos of her family and children, along with cleaning tips, baking, and book reviews.
Olá, aqui é Nancy. Hoje eu estou aqui para responder tag.
While she's certain the divorce proceedings were a catalyst, Nancy's mother also had a few other theories about what may have happened to her daughter.
It seems she called several...
Wow, she looks nothing like... I mean, obviously time has passed, but this picture, I'm guessing, is a recent photo. She does not look like that.
Men, you know?
In the past.
I mean, everyone's focusing on the fact that she drinks and there were men involved.
I understand.
You know about Matthew, right? Matthew, the first guy she met when we went to Florida. They were together for 2 years. And he, you know, when she tried to break off with him, he broke into the house. He had heard her one time. He almost choked her one time. But he always kept coming around. There are police records of Nancy, Kenny, and Matthew. I don't know his last name, but he could have revenge on his mind. I don't know, or he could have made a deal with
When was the last time they were supposed to meet, Matthew and her?
that date. I don't know. One girl told me that she just went crazy and she got drunk and she said, I've got 5 meetings today. I'm going on my 3rd one right now. One of them was Daniel. One of them was Matthew. And then the other ones were some friggers off of Timber or whatever that station's called. Timber or Tinter, I don't know.
Tinder? Okay.
And she just went crazy. And I think it was like Valentine's Day, and she was going, you know, that's the day you look for love. And she was looking for someone out of her desperation because of what Todd did to her.
Yeah.
Nancy's dating habits had actually come up when Todd and his daughter first reported her missing.
My daughter was just telling me right now that she's on a number of dating apps. She met some guy on Tinder. She sees a lot of men.
Your child should know that.
Who's dating right now, because she dates a lot of guys.
Okay.
Right now, she is in contact with this guy named Daniel.
Okay.
Your 12-year-old should not know this.
He's in the military.
Oh, do you know how old is he? Is he like...
I personally think outside of this situation, because I know she's going to end up pass, but, you know, so I don't want to speak, you know, ill. But I don't think you should bring your children to your dating escapades, okay? Unless you, like, really get in a serious relationship and then y'all been together for some time, then you could try to slowly introduce it to your children. Your children shouldn't know about the random niggas you meet on Tinder. I'm dating Daniel this week. Oh, this week is Matthew. Like, your kids shouldn't know that. Your kids shouldn't know that.
Older and
I want to say he's 40, 50, and he has weird hair.
She was just looking for comfort that day. It wasn't because of she was looking to get drunk or to celebrate or she was sex crazy or something like that. She was trying to find someone to console her.
That's
she was
sad.
trying to find it in these men.
With
You
a
ain't
few
never
lanes of
gonna find it in
inquiry,
no-
officers from
no
the Palm
man.
Bay Police Department tracked down one of the men Nancy had met on Tinder, 32-year-old Daniel Stearns. They arrived
He looks
outside
like a
his
serial
house the
killer.
day after Todd reported Nancy missing. Before they approach the house, the officer has a concerning update about the investigation.
So her car was located in the group, and I remember that call coming out earlier today. Yeah. And her phone was pinging last night at our gun range.
Earlier that day, Nancy's vehicle was found abandoned and parked partially on the side of the road near a wooded area in Palm Bay. Inside the vehicle, they found her credit card and Florida identification on the driver's seat.
Oh,
As
shit.
well, the last known location of her phone pinged in the area of the Port Malabar Rifle and Pistol Club. As Daniel lives with his parents, his mother answers the door.
Is there a female that's in here? Her name is Nancy?
No.
Okay.
But please, when you talk to my son,
Yeah.
it's easy. He's a army, but he have a PTSD.
That's
problem.
fine.
me
He's
too.
not in any trouble.
Me too. I have both of those.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's not in any trouble. Just have to ask
That
him
officer
if
knows
he
what he's
knows
gonna
where Nancy's
acknowledge
at.
it.
That's it.
According to police reports, Daniel served 2 tours, with at least one being in Afghanistan.
Hey Daniel, how you doing?
Hey, dude. How are you?
I have a question. Are you familiar with Nancy?
I've fallen out because you haven't spoken to her.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
I couldn't say.
Okay. Was it like, has it been days, months?
Weeks.
It's been weeks. Okay. Do you know where she might be at?
Oh, no.
You have no idea.
Typical hangout she likes. Does she like any particular bar, restaurants?
She had a friend down St. John's Parkway.
Do you have her phone number?
No.
Okay. So you guys are not like that. You guys don't talk on the phone or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
One of Nancy's friends also spoke with an investigator and a translator, and was far more forthcoming about Daniel and Nancy's relationship.
Pero ellos ya hace años que se conocen, están juntos, pero nunca como novios.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Amigos con derecho.
Apparently, the daughter described a man that she had known for years. I apologize.
Como se dice, ¿no? Y entonces ella siempre me estaba hablando de él y tal, que él tenía problemas como porque él era militar y siempre estaba preocupado con eso, no podía dormir, a veces se despertaba de noche agresivo y relembrando de esto.
Always fighting, always having, arguments.
And when you guys spoke weeks ago, was that through phone or did you guys meet up somewhere?
When we spoke weeks ago, I mean, it's just like, no, it was, yeah. We fell off after that.
Was that over the phone? Was it in person?
Over the phone.
Over the phone.
But you since deleted her number?
Deleted the number.
Yeah.
Even blocked her.
That's all I got. All right. Thank you.
If you hear from her or if she shows up, would you let us know? Because obviously Indian Harbor Beach is looking, so.
Okay, so, yeah, I'm probably guessing a lot of people have contacted her if she's missing. Yeah. So, I mean,
What?
if I hear from her.
If she shows up or...
That is not a normal response for somebody to find out that somebody's missing, especially somebody who you've been intertwined with for years. Okay? That's not a normal response. What? It's him. Oh yeah, I'm sure a lot of people already called her, but even if y'all have y'all tips, like what? All you have to do is follow the script. I'm not saying you don't go off script, but if you hear from her, let us know. Okay, we'll do. And then go in the house. Well, I'm pretty sure other people like, what?
You hear anything, just let us know, man.
All right.
Thank you.
As the officers leave, they make note of something inside Daniel's truck.
What's that? What?
Yeah.
Airsoft or is it real? Looks like SIG.
Something tells me that he's hiding something.
Oh, yeah.
As it would turn out, the officer was right, and no secret stays buried forever. It won't be long before they discover exactly what Daniel is hiding.
He started pointing that way to where her car was found on the group.
Oh.
But then he said the Heritage Parkway. You notice that? He said her car, might want to secure that before you lock up.
Why
tonight.
he walk like though?
In your truck?
Don't grab it right now. But as we pass by the vehicle, we glance in vehicles when we walk by, and when we see a pistol on the dash. Bro, I just don't want somebody busting the glass and taking it and getting a kid taking it.
At night. So
Please show us the courtesy of letting us get out of here before you snatch it up.
Okay.
But yeah, that worries me for burglaries. I was going to come back up, and I'm glad you came out.
Yeah, I probably would have seen within a half hour, so.
Yep. All right.
have a good one.
All right.
Take care, man. Good luck.
What the fuck is wrong
For
with
the
that
next
nigga?
2 weeks, there's no sign of Nancy. However, investigators already know Daniel was more involved with Nancy than he's willing to tell them. On March 6th, 2 agents from the Brevard County Sheriff's Office, who have now taken over the case, once again try to speak with him. This time, his mother warns them about their effect on Daniel.
I just let you know, he got kind of nervous, like upset what happened.
Does he know what happened?
No.
Nancy's friend shared that Daniel had a similar reaction when she reached out to him about Nancy's disappearance.
He just was freaking out, the guy, Daniel, on the phone.
I know you said you had a falling out. What made you guys fall out? What was that about?
Yeah, just we're not clicking. Not
Oh, I hate to have a conversation
you know,
with this guy.
following boundaries, rules, relationship rules like that. So I'm just like, I don't want to continue. It's not good for me.
So she wasn't following rules, or both of you, or just her?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want someone who goes and
I'm like,
sees
and
other men.
Yeah.
somebody.
While this is the first really
know what,
truthful answer Daniel has given, he still denies having seen or spoken to Nancy for about a week before she went missing. However, Nancy's friends have contradicted him.
So she thinks that Wednesday morning, Nancy and Daniel were communicating, and they were trying to set up where they were going to meet and get together that day, and then Daniel ended up sending Nancy an address to go meet Daniel.
With it growing more and more obvious that Daniel's story simply isn't adding up, Brevard County game over agents begin to conduct surveillance, watching his every move.
Oh, shit.
On March 8th, they follow him to a spot known as the Compound, an undeveloped area in Palm Bay containing miles of abandoned roads. Though they don't see what he does while there, the next day, on March 9th, the game over agents again followed him back to the compound, where they watch him carry a shovel into the woods. Again, they can't see what he's doing, but heard digging. A few hours later, Daniel emerges from the woods, and the agents follow him to a canal. There, they see him carrying a bucket and decide to detain him. Daniel is then brought into the Brevard County Sheriff's Office for questioning. It's here that his dark secret will come to light.
Unfortunately, these are not the conditions for me to answer questions.
Okay.
Despite this answer from Daniel, the detectives carry on and read him his Miranda rights.
You're a decorated veteran. I don't want any false information shown against you.
Then this will not be the time that I would answer questions.
What are they doing
What
to
time
y'all?
would that be?
No, like literally, what are they doing to y'all? Like, for this country?
Evidence.
What do you mean evidence?
This is supposed to be over a homicide, right?
Well, we're trying to figure that out, Daniel.
You're saying you have everything together?
We wouldn't be sitting right here if we didn't.
It was self-defense. I was taking her to the compound to teach her how to shoot. We got there in the middle of me showing her how to aim. She goes for my gun. She nearly gets a hold of it. She fails the first time and she goes absolutely berserk, not wanting to take a loss for an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Get into a grapple. She even spits on my hand.
There's not a thought, an emotion, or soul behind these eyes or words.
And after multiple times, I couldn't take the chance again.
Before going any further, the detectives clarify that Daniel understands his rights. He agrees to speak and tells them that he and Nancy had been seeing each other on and off for the past few years, but recently they were off.
I was never really her boyfriend.
What were you considered?
Friend with benefits, with feelings that aren't exactly friends with benefits. That's what you would say.
For about 2 weeks before Nancy's disappearance, Daniel hadn't responded to any of her messages. Then, around Valentine's Day, they began speaking again and decided to meet up on the 15th.
I wanted to try to meet her to have this talk that I told you I wanted to talk to her about.
Is that the one about Tinder?
Yes, and other toxic traits.
Okay. And what toxic traits were those?
It's abusive behaviors. Told her about, the compound, teaching her how to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
She was asking me repeatedly to take her out to shoot.
While this may have been true, Nancy's mother told investigators that she'd never mentioned wanting to learn how to shoot a firearm or was planning on ever possessing one. Regardless, Daniel says he and Nancy made a plan to meet. They met where Nancy's vehicle was later found. She had left it there, got into his truck, and he drove them into the compound.
So at that point, did you guys start discussing the issues?
Yeah, we did a little bit, yeah.
And what did you guys discuss? Like, what was said?
The same things. Her seeing other men, abusive behaviors.
Okay.
And then it cooled down to a bit. And then that's when I started to teach her.
Okay. So you guys had your argument before you started the actual teaching, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you know she was with other men?
She would show me.
And how would she show you?
Sexually explicit text messages and pictures.
Okay. And what would it be of?
Sexual dialogue, nude photos, showing another man in the same bed.
Todd shared with investigators that this behavior wasn't out of the ordinary for Nancy.
She sends me pictures of her giving me the finger or whatever guy she's at the time, okay?
Even Nancy's mother knew about her actions.
It's always when he gets possessive, and then she would send him a picture, the idiot, to make him mad and say, if you don't want to see me, I'll find a new boyfriend. And she sends a picture of the guy. I said, what do you want to do, get killed?
And why would she do that?
That's haunting. I think this toxicness and playing gamesness and like relationships and any social relationship that you're in is just like, don't do it, bro. Do not do it. What's the point? No, literally, what's the point at the end of the day? Like, it's literally, what is this, a cat and mouse game? Somebody got to get caught.
Really left to my imagination. I would only think because she wanted to taunt me. It feels like narcissistic behavior.
Okay. So
you got mad and killed her because she
where
was
you wanted
fucking up
to
people?
receive those pictures. She just did it to make you angry?
Yeah.
Daniel says she'd done this multiple times since he met her, and this was one of the reasons he stopped talking to her.
So in that 2-week period that you left her on red, how many pictures or messages did she send to you that were the explicit ones?
I can't count.
More than one?
There was many. That's all I can say, really.
If you could give an approximate, how many? Just so I have a better understanding.
I'd say between 10 to 16.
She thinks that Nancy liked him, but she didn't want a serious relationship with him. Daniel, on the other hand, was trying to be more controlling and wanted more of a relationship.
Welcome in.
With this background finally established, investigators attempt to understand Daniel's claims about what happened at the compound, and he paints an unsettling picture.
I know you explained that you guys went out there to train and stuff. What led to her acting the way she did? What happened?
It was as good as an ambush.
What do you mean by that?
She was close. She was next to me.
Okay.
I was showing her form. I was talking to her through fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
And it was right there. It was as good as an ambush.
Okay, when you're saying good as an ambush, was it more than one person?
Yeah.
Explosive. She made an explosive movement to try and retreat, to take my gun from me. She fought ruthlessly to take it from me. She was unresponsive to the words stop.
So as you guys were fighting, was she saying anything?
She said she hated me.
What would have led her to hate you?
I feel like it was denying her power over me.
Mm-hmm.
She took.
I cannot imagine y'all relationship. I believe this is how you speak 24/7, and I hate that. I literally hate that.
As an insult. She would continue to insult me unprovoked.
Though Daniel has made clear attempts to portray himself in a very specific light, investigators uncovered a conversation between him and Nancy from September 3rd, 2022, over a year earlier. It appears that Daniel was seeing another woman at this point, and he texted Nancy, "You with her, I'm gonna make you suffer. You will suffer."
God.
She charged me, she came into the grapple. She nearly took it from me. She even spit to my hand.
We
Just
do.
wasn't any sign of quit, even with an upper hand.
What is the spit in the hand? Why do we keep referring to that? What's that?
Slip.
Okay. So was your gun slipping?
It was.
Daniel claims that Nancy even attempted to bite him.
So what happened from there?
She advanced to the end, and then I shot her.
Where did you shoot her?
It was in the head.
Oh my God.
How many times was that?
Once. I even tried to use Aikido.
So you're trained in Aikido?
That was something good.
Hello!
Just that.
I know.
The nigga. Oh, this is you. Actually, I don't wish that on you. This is actually you in a couple years. This is actually you in a couple years, Shay. I'm not even joking. This is what they do to y'all. This is the cadence. This is everything that this is gonna be you. This is literally, well, besides the killing and the dating thing, like this is gonna be you.
Since Daniel has already admitted to shooting Nancy, investigators are eager to understand what he did with her remains.
Did you call 911?
I didn't trust the law with that situation.
And why is that?
I've seen the horrors of civil forfeiture. I've seen police officers planting drugs on traffic stops.
What went on from there? What happened from there?
I carry her body into the nearby woods.
Daniel claims he left her body exposed in the woods before returning a few days later.
Was she in full body form, or did you do anything to...
So you cut her up?
The body from there?
Decayed.
Okay.
Some vultures came.
He mentored something. He said he got PTSD. He's a vet and he got PTSD. That's what he said. And that's what his mama said.
Days after Nancy died, Daniel's internet history showed that he searched for, "What does it mean when I see a vulture?" The rest of his search history would reveal another twisted layer to the case.
Was she buried out there? Or did you just leave her
in
the wooded area?
I did bury her after some days, and then I unearthed her to burn her.
Using lighter fluid, Daniel burned Nancy's remains, including her phone and keys. Crime scene investigators discovered an area of loose dirt and what appeared to be burned human bone fragments, a human tooth, and a charred portion of what appeared to be human skin. Just before they arrested him, the Game Over agents had watched Daniel carry a bucket to the bank of a canal.
I was cleaning the buckets that held her ashes and bones.
According to police records, the agents noticed what appeared to be drag marks on the canal bank leading into the water. A human remains detection dog alerted to the presence of human decomposition near the bed of Daniel's truck and in the water across the canal bank. Though Daniel has yet to answer the lingering question of why Nancy would try to take his gun, he ventures some speculation.
The more I think about it, it's like she wanted me to, or not wanting to end up here.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear investigators feel something is missing from Daniel's story, and so they begin to challenge it.
So you, a 205-pound guy with a mother of two, not fully fit, 150 pounds as you said, you felt threatened enough that you had to take the gun and shoot her.
It was too close. It was too dangerous for me.
You've gone through military training on how to keep your weapon.
She initiated when I was vulnerable.
You know that's not what happened. There's not a mother of two, not physically fit lady that caught you off guard when you have military training on know how to keep your firearm and keep it, because you know that you've done two tours?
Yeah.
But I feel like it wasn't a self-defense like you're saying. There's something you're holding back, and I understand that.
At 3:30 a.m. on the day Nancy died,
I don't like this
Daniel's
nigga.
search history showed that he looked up uncensored video.
Like, obviously, I don't like him because he killed somebody and, yeah, he's evil. But I was something about him. Like, I feel like this has been him, like, prior to the murder.
Murders, executions, terrible accidents. Dude stabbed his ex-girlfriend at the mall, and woman dies of stab wounds. In the days that followed Nancy's shooting, Daniel looked up. Compound Florida crime. If I lose a lot of blood, how long before I can't put it back into my body? Missing.
There goes our vet, guys. There goes our vet.
Persons Palm Bay, and buckshot wounds on humans.
I understand that she has made you mad. Tinder messages, you receiving these nude pics from her and other guys made you mad.
I refuse to answer questions at this time.
So you no longer want to speak anymore?
You're trying to put words in my mouth.
That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure this out.
Well, I'm done.
Okay.
Daniel is done talking and is
Damn,
soon
he's
arrested.
smaller than I thought.
Following Daniel's confession, Nancy's loved ones were informed about her death.
Oh, I don't
We've
want to
spoken
cry.
with an individual who's believed to actually have hurt Nancy. We have located items that we believe is going to be Nancy, but as of right now, we haven't been able to make a positive identification.
What do you mean hurt?
So it appears as if the person we found is deceased, and at this point we believe it's going to be Nancy.
Thank you.
I have a feeling this is not going to be good news.
We have spoke with somebody who has led us to, we believe, who's going to be Nancy at this time.
Jesus Christ.
Give me a second to process this.
I understand, sir. I understand.
I was hoping and praying for something, for a better outcome, and I didn't expect this. Right now, it's an actual homicide? Really?
That's what it appears as, yes, sir.
Investigators found scattered remains in a wooded area.
Now he got to tell their children too.
They recovered part of a human skull with what appeared to be a gunshot wound. Along with evidence of a gunshot, there were fractures consistent with blunt impact. A finger with a pink fingernail was located and taken for prints, which positively identified the remains as Nancy Howery.
Damn.
Following his arrest, Daniel spoke to a friend over a recorded video call and, seeming to forget why he's behind bars, made an unsettling comment discussing his military training.
Yeah, being in the infantry, we got trained to kill. I mean, that's just that, man.
Daniel Stearns was found guilty of
Whoa. So this the real him.
I mean, that's just that, man.
Daniel Stearns was found guilty of second-degree murder, reclassified with a firearm, abuse of a dead body, and altering or destroying evidence. For the first count, he was sentenced to life in prison.
Good.
And for sentences 2 and 3, he was sentenced to 22 years each. All sentences will run concurrently. In December 2025, Daniel filed an appeal. Get less restricted content and
Good,
an
bro.
unfiltered...
Go to prison and fucking rock, you creepy ass fucking nigga. Because what? Because y'all had an open relationship? Is that why you really killed her? Because she was seeing other people? Just leave. Just leave. You really thought we was gonna sit there and believe. And you know it's so crazy. He thought about that. They didn't report her missing until like 3 days later. The cops didn't show up until about 4 to 5 days later. That he didn't get, called and talked to until about 7-8 days later. And that's the story he came up with. Oh, she overpowered me and tried to reach for my gun, and I had to do what I had to do. And you thought we was gonna believe that? You really thought we was gonna believe that, bro? Rot in fucking prison, bro. Rest in peace to her. I feel so sad for her and her children. Damn, that's really sad, actually. Sad video. W video.